Hey guys, Josh again, and welcome to the Africappella channel. Today we're talking about dotted notes. In the previous lesson, we spoke about rhythm and tempo. So today we're carrying on and we're talking about dotted notes. But before we do anything, hey you, yeah, 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 yeah. Cool, it's a rehearsal day waiting for the other guys to arrive, and I'm sitting with Katli. Katli, say hi to the guys.
Hi everyone.
Yeah, and obviously you know Vose by now. Vose, when are you delivering a tutorial, man? Anyway, so we're talking about dotted notes. What are these things? So in the previous video we spoke of note values. So what a dotted note is, I mean, look at this picture here. What you can see already is that a dotted note is essentially an extension of the principal note by half its value. So if you find a whole note, semi-breve, with a dot next to it, what that dot does to the whole note, it extends it by half its value. Then if we have a dotted whole note, you would count 6 beats. So if you have a dotted whole note, the dot in it is equivalent to a minim, to half the value of the principal note. If you have a minim or a half note and it's dotted, how you will count that, it would be for a minim and half of a minim. So half of a minim is a crochet. We spoke about that in the previous lesson, where a crochet is equivalent to a beat in a bar or a quarter note. So a dotted minim is equivalent to a minim plus a crochet, since a crochet is half the value of a minim. So how would you count that in a 4/4 time signature? It's 3 beats. So it's minim and a beat, half of the minim. So what happens now if you have 2 dotted notes? It cascades further. So if you have a double dotted whole note, what you're going to end up with is a whole note plus a minim plus a crochet. So each dot is equivalent to half the value of the note preceding it. You have a whole note plus a minim. Because you have a double dot now, a second dot, it takes the minim and halves it further. So you're essentially singing for a whole note plus 3/4 of that whole note. I hope that's not too confusing, but then look at the diagram, It explains it a lot more. I think visually you can see what we're trying to talk about here. So cool, that's dotted notes and that's double dotted notes. The other thing that I want to talk about, what happens when you not only have a dot next to the note itself, but then above it or below it. What does that mean? What is that? That's a staccato notation. Staccato means that you sing half, or you play half of the value of the principal note. So if you have a staccato whole note, you halve the note value to a minim. If you have a staccato minim, you halve the note value to a crochet. That's how it works. Now, in practical terms, if you're going to be singing, I've observed that this happens quite a bit with choirs as well, or rather in singing. Just to make that whole staccato feel a bit more pronounced, a bit more obvious, we just tend to sort of pluck the note. If you were singing a song like staccato would be well, it's not technically correct, but then it helps to accentuate the feel of staccato. Cool. Now the other thing that I want to mention very, very quickly are note stems. Now a stem, which you would find on any other note except obviously the semi-breve or the whole note, it has direction. You've either seen it, running up to the top from the base of the note or running down from the base of the note. That depends on a few things, but then we're going to discuss that in a future video. But then it does not affect the value of the note. So whether you're writing a minim facing up or facing down, it doesn't change the note value. But I'm going to explain in a future video. Maybe Vosa will do it. I'm trying to get him to now do some videos here. That's all I have for you today. But then remember, for you to get literate in this language, because it is a language, it's a written language, and you might find that if you can't read music, you find yourself lost from time to time if you're now sitting with people or in a project where you're required to read music. you need to practice. Practice, 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 practice. Nothing beats practice. The more you see it, the better it gets. That's all I have for you folks. Now, my name is Josh and this is Africappella. Remember to subscribe and share it with as many of your friends who need the information in the video as possible. The next video, we're going to be talking about time signatures, what those are. Have fun. See you later. Booyah. So if you have a whole note, so if you have a dotted whole note, the dot, yeah. So if you have a